What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we've got some Destiny 2 news, and it comes in the form of This Week in Destiny. So we've got Bungie's weekly blog post right here, and they give us a few teasers about upcoming seasonal changes. We're going to get a new developer insight shortly. They also talk about some trials weapons that are leaving the loot pool, and some new rewards, but then they also discuss a few bugs in the Solstice of Heroes. There'll be an upcoming patch to fix some of that stuff, but on top of that we'll talk about a couple of new features in Destiny 2, and a special message from the voice actor Vazir. So a few things to talk about today, not a massive news update, but nonetheless we'll dive in, and if you guys enjoy it, a rating below really helps us out. And so starting out today, just something to take note of in the game, but Bungie Help said D2 is scheduled to undergo all-day back-end maintenance, and after it begins, players may be returned to the title screen upon hitting orbit after activity completion, but players who log back in should expect no further interruptions. So just a quick heads up on that, hopefully it's not going to affect gameplay too much, but there may be a point where you return to the title screen before hopefully being able to log back in uninterrupted. Next up though, Bungie have pointed out that they recently added a new update to the game, something that wasn't actually in the patch notes on Tuesday, but they say they've added a bit more complexity to prevent accidental character deletions, and the feature is now live, and we can see the character deletion screen now says select the keys in the order prompted below to delete your character. The action is not reversible, and you can simply press cancel to exit deletion and retain the character. So it essentially comes up with a series of keys that have to be entered in a row before a character can actually be deleted. So at least that's a bit more protection right there against accidental deletion, which I think is still relatively hard to do, but at least this is another layer of protection against any potential accidents right there. On the subject of Solstice though, Bungie Help have said, we're aware of an issue preventing crafted weapon XP from being earned from the Bonfire Bash activity, and we're investigating a fix for the issue in an upcoming update. And so yes, we are still supposed to get additional crafted weapon XP from the activity. Currently that isn't working, but since Solstice is a limited time event, hopefully we will get that update fairly soon. If not this week, all being well, we'll see that at some point next week. But they also said on the subject of the event, players who do not create enough silver ash on their first completion of Bonfire Bash will need to earn more silver leaves and repeat the activity until they earn enough to proceed. They add that players should also ensure they wear the full Solstice armor set for the duration of the activity. So a bit of a heads up for anyone working on the opening sections for the Solstice stuff this year. Moving on to Bungie's blog post for the week, they talk about new developer insights that are coming up and say, the same way we previewed the changes coming to weapons in the mid-season update, we have plans for another developer insight before the month ends, and this time, the economy team will cover some updates to masterworking currencies and weapons, which are coming to Destiny 2 ritual activities in Season 22. We'll have more info to share when the article drops next week, but for now let's keep the focus on the current season. So at least something to look forward to next week. Obviously there are more economy updates to come. Once again they're adjusting masterwork stuff, but there'll be more discussion about ritual activity weapons as well, so I'll keep you guys posted with that when it drops. And on the subject of ritual weapons, they talk about 2 trials weapons that are leaving the pool, so these will be going away to make way for new weapons at the start of Season 22, and they include the Exalted Truth Hand Cannon and the Unwavering Duty Machine Gun, which simply means the Adept and Standard versions won't be rewarded post-match starting in Season 22. But they do say remember you'll always be able to get the latter by focusing engrams with Same 14. And so Unwavering Duty's last available trials weekend will be July 28th, and then Exalted Truths will be August 4th. And they finish by saying 2 new weapons will drop in Season 22, along with the Messenger, the Immortal, Astral Horizon, and Unexpected Resurgence. So a few weapon updates right there, and possibly we'll get a bit more detail about the rest of the ritual weapons next week in the blog post that Bungie have outlined. Moving on though, they say we have a winner for the first Community Emblem contest, and 2 weeks ago they announced the first worldwide Bungie Community Emblem Art contest to help with the Bungie Foundation, and as part of the Bungie Day celebration, but now to reveal the winner. It's the one we can see on screen right there, designed by Alex. And there's a link right there with more of their artwork. And so this is an emblem that will eventually end up in the game. Pretty cool stuff right there, but we'll have to wait for more details on when it will actually draw. Some known issues from the slightly small TWID though, and for the event card, they say with Solstice currently being live, the event card is only accessible during the event, so players should claim any completed objectives or titles before the event ends on August 8th. Be sure to keep that in mind, but for known issues, they say, currently for Solstice, the event challenge Flamekeeper is showing an incorrect icon in the event card, and then the Crowning Duolog rocket launcher does not appear in collections. But also, the Sunlit Solstice armor sets don't appear in collections, so just a couple of things to take note of there. And finally, for the TWAB, there are new Prime gaming rewards for the month, so if you're an Amazon Prime member, You can sign up to Prime Gaming and get additional loot inside of Destiny 2. The links for that are in the tab, which is linked in the description. But there's a Solstice package this month with the Catching Rays exotic emote, the Soul Piercer exotic ship, and then the Blue Sky Shell legendary ghost shell, and the High Surf Solstice themed legendary projection. So be sure to claim those if you have them. And if you want more details, again, it is linked below. Our very final couple of mentions right here for today, and Destiny Bulletin shared, all D2 expansions and collection packs are currently on sale on PlayStation and Xbox, as well as the Microsoft PC store, ranging between 40 and 67% off, so just in case you were waiting for a good time to potentially pick up any of the older expansions, that deal is available right now, and so that just may be useful for some of you guys. And very finally, given the community's achievement recently when generating charitable donations for the Bungie Foundation, Fred Tatasciore, who's the voice actor for Xur, has a special message for the community. So in case you haven't missed this yet, it's a pretty cool one, and actually it's a bit of a backstory for Xur, which may give us some answers as to how he acquired his hunched back. So if you haven't seen this already, certainly it's worth listening to, especially if you're a fan of the story and the lore. So we'll end the video with the clip right here, guys. As always, if you've enjoyed the video today, a rating below really does help us out. Also be sure to get subscribed so I can keep you posted with more Destiny content. But otherwise, I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.
Hey Bungie community, this is Fred Tatasciore. I just wanted to give you all a big shout out. You have raised an incredible amount of money for the Bungie Foundation. So thank you so much for all you do and all you are. And I just wanted to give you a special reading from our friend from Destiny, Xur. And as you all know, my will is not my own, is yours. I am merely an agent of the Nine, but I have a tale for you. The search sends her deep into a sublunar cavern where she finds no enemies, but instead clouds of steam and a half-man with grasping tentacles where his face should be. Forgive them, he rasps as she crushes his windpipe in her fist. Who? She snarls, tightening her grip. His face writhes with growing urgency, reminding herself that she came here for answers first and vengeance second. She pushes him away. He staggers, steadies, reaches into his robes to draw something out. Orin! Gaul warns, but she's already seen it. She hefts her warhammer and strikes him hard in the chest. It is like hitting a ball off a tee. There is no resistance. He caroms off a dewy boulder with a sickening crunch. That is his spine. He will never stand straight again. And as he hits the ground, a tarnished silver jar slips from his fingers. The sound echoes as it bounces away into the dark. Now you know. Again, thank you, Bungie community and Foundation, for all you do. As an agent of the Nine, we thank you. Farewell. Cheers.